Today's second video, viewers. Firstly, we have a new story about a dinner due to be hosted by Ethiopian PM Abiy for Ethiopian Orthodox Church bishops and associations. But one association has declined to attend this dinner. Are there tensions between PM Abiy and Ethiopian Orthodox Church? Will Abune Matthias attend today's dinner or not? Secondly, in a previous video, I reported about religious tensions in Silte at Werabe University. I shared two video clips showing Amhara students who were fleeing the university. They were in danger. Now we have received some reports about number of students injured and killed at Werabe University. Very alarming development, viewers. The incidents in Silte happened as a consequence of what happened in Gondar. Thirdly, viewers, we have a new story from Tigray. Another aid convoy has reached Mekelle, Tigray's capital. And lastly, some US lawmakers have written a letter to President Joe Biden and Antony Blinken, US Secretary of State, about designation of TPS for Ethiopia. What is a TPS? A temporary protected status. Firstly, viewers, we have a new story from Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa. Ethiopian PM Abiy is due to host a dinner for Orthodox Church bishops today, reportedly, though it has not been officially announced. But preparations are underway. But one body has decided not to attend this dinner. Ethiopian Orthodox Church Service Association has released a joint statement, though it's not signed. It has been shared on social media platforms. This association has refused to attend the meeting. What are the concerns of this association? The association says that members are being contacted individually. Prime Minister Office has not shared any official invitation letter with this church association. Now, we have been hearing about some tensions between Abune Matthias, Orthodox Church Patriarch, who is a Tigrayan, and Prime Minister Abiy Ahmad. And we know that TPLF led EPRDF alliance appointed Abune Matthias as the head of Orthodox Church. And there have been some rumors that PM Abiy's government is not pleased with Abune Matthias, who on more than one occasions spoke against atrocities committed against Tigrayans in Tigray. Now, question is, will Abune Matthias attend today's dinner? Has he been invited? Obviously, if other bishops have been invited, then it means that Abune Matthias Patriarch has also been invited. Question is, will he attend today's dinner or not? After the dinner, some meetings will be held in the next 2 days. So it's a 2 to 3 day event between the church and the Prime Minister Office. And the purpose of holding this program is to pacify church elders. We have seen some tensions, especially after some incident which happened in the past few months. In Gondar, we know that clashes erupted between Christian and Muslim community members, and Muslim organizations say that more than 20 Muslims were killed in Gondar. Then in Silte, we saw another alarming thing, that a Christian youth was stoned to death. Some churches were set on fire as well. And we saw protests across Ethiopia, in the Somali region, in Addis Ababa, in Oromia, in Harar, in Diradiva. In several parts of Ethiopia, large demonstrations were held. So tensions have been there, and now PM Abiy's government wants to take Orthodox Church on board. Question is, will Abune Matthias attend today's dinner or not? We'll try to update you, though things are being kept secret. Government is not speaking about this upcoming dinner. We'll try to update you in coming hours about this dinner. Who will attend this dinner? Who has been invited? Who has been excluded? We'll try to update in coming hours. Now, secondly, viewers, we have a new story from SNNPR, Southern Nation Nationality People's Region, the Silte zone of SNNPR. We know that on a Tuesday, in religious violence in Gondar, several Muslims were killed and Christian communities, as the 2 Christians were also killed there. After that, we saw a backlash, we saw a reaction of the violence in Gondar. In Silte zone of SNNPR, Muslims protested. They reportedly set 2 churches on fire, and Amhara students at Werabe University of Silte zone came under attack. I shared 2 video clips showing dozens of Amhara students trying to flee the university premises towards nearby forests. They took refuge there in forests because they came under attack. And now we have received some pictures, videos showing that dozens of Amhara students were injured in the clashes at the university. And 2 casualties are being claimed by some news sources who say that 2 students have been killed, Werabe University student, in religious clashes, and at least 30 are injured, and some of them are critically injured. Situation is reportedly under control, but tensions are there. You see, viewers, when one incident happens, religious or ethnic, in one part of the country, it is bound to have its consequences in other parts of the country as well. Incident happened in Gondar, their clashes erupted, and we saw consequence of Gondar incident in Werabe, in Silte, other parts of Ethiopia as well. There must be religious harmony. Otherwise, if one group is strong in one place, it can be weak in some other area. So, those civilians become victims who are not part of the conflict. These students of Werabe University, they were not part of the conflict which happened in Gondar, but they suffered. Dozens of them are injured reportedly. Thirdly, viewers, another aid convoy has reached Mekelle, Tigray's capital. ICRC, International Committee of Red Cross, has confirmed that its convoy has entered Tigray. This is ICRC's 3rd convoy which has supplied aid to Tigray in April. And so far, ICRC has sent 54 humanitarian flights as well, cargo flights, supplying aid, medical supplies to Tigray. And this aid convoy, which entered Tigray a few hours ago, consisted of 20 trucks. It was carrying food, seeds, medical items, medical supplies, and other items. Lastly, viewers, 43 members of US Congress have written a letter to Joe Biden, US President, and Antony Blinken, US Secretary of State. What are these 43 US Congressmen demanding? They are demanding designation of TPS for Ethiopia. TPS is a temporary protected status. If a country's residents are allowed TPS, it means that if they enter America, if they enter the USA, they'll not be repatriated, they'll not be deported back to the country. US has announced a TPS for Ukraine. US has announced TPS for Afghanistan as well, that those who reach US from Afghanistan or Ukraine, they'll not be deported. But TPS has not been designated for Ethiopia so far. Conflict started in November 2020, more than 17 months ago, and we know that thousands of Tigrayans have fled Ethiopia. In Sudan, there are more than 60,000 Ethiopian refugees. In other neighboring countries as well, there are some refugees who fled because of the start of conflict in Tigray in November 2020. So the conflict started in November 2020, 17 months have passed, and so far US government has not designated TPS for Ethiopia. And most of the persons fleeing Ethiopia are Tigrayans. And US is said to be a supporter of TPLF, but you see that US issues statements, but when it comes to taking concrete measures, we don't see anything. That is why perhaps TPS has not been designated for Ethiopia. Now, Tigrayan diaspora community and US congressmen, they have launched this movement. They want Joe Biden government to designate TPS for Ethiopia. Will Joe Biden government designate TPS for Ethiopia? That remains to be seen. If it is designated, it means that Tigrayans or Ethiopians who fled Ethiopia and who are in US, they'll not be deported back to Ethiopia. Thank you for watching.